Guys, I don't know if you know this, but there's only a few art styles even available to you if you want to watch cartoons here in the States.
Only a few?
I'd like to take a look at them here tonight if we possibly can. Now, the first one I'm sure you're familiar with, a man named Matt Groening, or Groening, however you like to say that. Designed a family that you've probably heard of before called The Simpsons.
The who?
Now, although that show is certainly in its declining years now, it set the standard for a long time. It was a great show for a long time.
It's been around for how long already?
Fucking 25 years? A long fucking time.
Longer than 25.
Yeah.
I think like over 30.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Maybe?
man. Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's huge,
I
man.
mean, like, wow.
Yeah, so now this art style, although simple, still was interesting. Got carried on in some other shows like Futurama, which I prefer to The Simpsons.
I do love some Futurama.
Yes, I do like Futurama.
And to a show called Disenchantment, if you've seen that. I didn't think it was particularly strong, but the art style...
I didn't like it too much.
The art
It's
style
the same
is
thing.
consistent. Art style is at least consistent, man.
I liked the way they did it to where, because it wasn't a whole lot of, satire on current events or anything. It had an
more
actual
standalone
long arc story.
Sure, yeah. I'm into that. I'm into a linear story, you know. But still, that's a very popular art style here in the United States. And if you want to do that art style, you can get a job. If you don't, it's going to be a little tougher. Moving on from there, of course, you have the hot shit these days. Which is Rick and Morty, which
Rick?
I still have never seen personally.
I like it.
And I mostly have never seen it because every fucking buddy I know goes, "Oh, dude, you would really like that show."
I mean, you would.
Why?
Though.
Why would I hate the art style.
I
I hate those squiggly fucking pupils. I don't want to watch Solar Opposites, and their backgrounds look too good. Fuck them. I can't watch them. I can't watch it, man.
Damn those backgrounds.
Yeah, I know they have lighting. Like, that's
Oh,
very
God.
decent.
Depth and shadow and highlights and colors.
That is a great set piece.
Now,
it really is.
Horrible,
really trying
horrible.
to turn me on to Solar Opposites here, but to me, every time I've ever watched Solar Opposites, it just makes me want to watch Rick and Morty.
Isn't it the same voice cast? I
Yeah.
hate those squiggly pupils.
Well, at least you know it's them. It's what makes it them.
Yeah. So again,
You know?
another popular style. I'm sure we will see more shows in that style. And again, if you draw in that style, you can get a job. If you don't, things are going to be a little tougher for you.
Meh.
Let's move on. There's another one out there you might have heard of. Boy, Jesus Christ. Here we go. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the CalArts style, as it's been dubbed. This is a very simple art style. Now, this you don't particularly see confined to a studio. The Simpsons stuff that we looked at there, all of that, those are Fox properties, of course, as you know. And Rick and Morty, is that Fox too?
That's it's on Hulu. So
Hulu is owned by Fox now.
Is it Comedy Central?
Comedy Central, yeah, or Adult Swim.
Adult Swim,
is it?
yeah,
That was
like there,
originally
yeah,
Adult Swim,
Adult
so
Swim.
it's Viacom, I guess. Anyway, whatever. So this style right here comes more from a specific line of classes and an influence of style. It's not that it's necessarily confined to one studio or one company that's making this. That shit's all over the place. This show is called Steven Universe. I'd say it's probably the most popular. But they all look like this. Gravity Falls. This Thundercats that was not very good, dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And it's too simple for me. Now, it doesn't mean that there can't be a diamond in every rough, a gem in every genre, if you will. If you had to pick a CalArts show, I would recommend The Amazing World of Gumball. Now, it is a kid's show, for sure. So if you like kids' cartoons, it's okay. I like it because it's mixed media.
It's like 3D rendered backgrounds.
They do some interesting things
different.
with switching up the styles and switching up the mediums. And,
Well,
and
it
this
makes
and that.
it uniquely them.
Yeah, it has some style, for Christ's sake, you know? So it's interesting enough to look at. If you got to watch a CalArts show, Gumball is the one that I'd recommend. Now, as simple as that art style is, and again, by the way, if you draw in that CalArts style, you can get a job.
Right.
If you don't,
Good luck.
it's going to be a little harder for you.
You're gonna
Wow.
have
Now, in
There
addition
seems to be a
the-
theme.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in addition to these oversimplified styles, there's also a resurgence of American action cartoons. And you largely see this from Powerhouse, a Texas animation company.
Yeah.
Now, the new He-Man didn't go over so well, but the work is crisp and clean, it looks sharp, and it is very detailed. These days, this is kind of what I would call American anime.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they've done a couple. The He-Man one wasn't great, but the Castlevania was okay. I saw a couple seasons of that. It was not bad.
That's very good. I really enjoyed Castlevania.
Yeah, and if you haven't, Powerhouse also makes another show called, their show before that was called Seis Manos, Six Hands. I would recommend that as well, if you like that action style. And it's not that I dislike that style, but that's not me. That's not the kind of things that I want to make. You know what I mean?
Right. We're not doing that.
Right, so there really is only one more style that's available to us out here. Not you. There's really only one more style that's available.
How did that get in there?
And that primarily comes from a studio called Bento Box, another Fox property, by the way.
Right.
Bento Box makes Bob's Burgers and The Great North, a couple of things. This show called, I think that was called Housebroken, Talking Animals. One of their older shows, Central Park. Now, this art style is a little oversimplified for my taste, but it's not bad.
People
has
don't have
sharp
chins.
color. They don't. I really don't like the design
Don't
on
like
the
the
characters.
lack of chins.
And
no,
I like
it's just
Bob's
going
Burgers
from face to
okay.
neck.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is all right. Great North,
Too many
I don't think
burgers.
it's very strong, but I will tell you the assets look good. Look at the vehicles, the trees. Oh, that all looks really nice.
yeah.
It's sharp.
Again, with the design, their faces all look like they are surprised and disgusted at
It's
the
true.
same time.
It's true. Not a lot
I mean,
not a
look at
lot of
them.
style to it even still. But I'll tell you what, man, if you draw in that style again, you can get a job. If you don't, it's going to be a little harder for you out there. However, there's an interloper in all this. Even a company like Bento Box that makes these very simple cartoons that are reasonably popular. Bob's Burgers is pretty big. They had a feature length.
Sure.
They picked up a new property recently.
Oh, really?
Former indie darling Has Been Hotel is now going to be produced by the same people that make Bob's Burgers at Bento Box.
Okay.
I have very
At
mixed
least
feelings.
they have a jawline.
I have mixed feelings on this. Now, on the one hand, Has Been Hotel, and that's Vivziepop, and I think their company's called SpindleHorse and all that. Them coming up from indies, that's great. Glad to hear it, man. Now, they had a lot more resources than we do.
Right.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm glad for them because that's indie going, making good. I'm down with that. But what I will say is this. Even though there's only a few styles available to you out there, every now and then something can get through. Now, am I Vivziepop? No. She's a lot more likable than I am. And you guys are right in the chat. I also thought Hell of a Boss was a better show than Has Been Hotel. Same crew. That's
Interesting.
also
Okay.
Vivziepop
Okay.
and all them. But, I'm glad that they had a chance to make it. I don't know if that's our fucking path. I don't know if getting a deal from a larger company to get distribution on a streaming service is really the best way to go about it. Would I do it? Probably, if the contract was right.
Sure.
But Christ, man, that's not how I got here. You know what I mean? The more I think about it, the more my brain is almost set on just doing the whole fucking series myself any goddamn way.
Fuck it.
You know what I mean? Nobody else giving us notes. Nobody else telling us how to do the fucking show. You know what I mean? Nobody else owning the property. Still being able to stay in contact with the fans. All of that. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do there is, man.
Who knows?
I guess there's no way to know what I would do.
There's no right or wrong. There's no manual. It's just if it works, it works.
Well, I mean, fuck it. Till we get the deal, let's go ahead and do it.
Fair enough, man.
Why not? What's stopping us?
I think it's largely going to be up to the audience. We're going to do everything we can to increase how many people we can reach when the pilot comes out. But
that's the main thing.
It's gonna be up to the audience and to see what it is they want to. I think about it a lot with those different that limitation styles in American animation. Yeah. And I just wonder if we've got what it takes to punch through. Do we?
I would say that this art style is better than all of those.